Hello, very good morning and welcome to Breakfast with Dan Walker and Louise Minchin.
It's 8 o'clock. These are the headlines this morning. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's the 8th of April. This is our top story this morning. The Prime Minister is stable and in good spirits. That's the latest on Boris Johnson, who spent a second night in intensive care in hospital. He is receiving oxygen but does not need a ventilator at the moment as he faces the effects of coronavirus.
He had been due to oversee a review of the lockdown next week, 21 days after it came into force. But the Foreign Secretary, Dominic Raab, who's standing in for him, suggested it was too soon for this to take place. Our political correspondent Jonathan Blake has the latest.
Well, in a moment we'll speak to our political...
You can see, I noticed the rainbows behind you as well.
Yeah.
Where have they come from? Tell us a little bit about them.
So basically, our rainbow wall is from all...
Saying that and see that you were well. I understand that when you were ill, people asked you whether you were afraid. Were you?
No. You know, that's one of the reasons why it's great to talk to people like you and Hilton earlier as well, who've sort of been in hospital with coronavirus and sort of come out the other side. Just to sort of come back to Tracy and Sarah, listening to Bill and the wonderful praise that he has for those nursing staff that looked after him. Louise talked about the rainbows and the clap for the NHS and key workers on a Thursday night. How much of an impact does that positivity and that love that is outpouring from the general public have on you day to day?
It's lovely, and as he described you as angels. I don't think you work on a coronavirus ward, but presumably it's having an impact on on the whole hospital. What kind of changes are you seeing?
Well, obviously,
you give a lovely positive message this morning. I know you're listening into Sarah and Tracy as well. And you talked about the importance of getting those positive messages out there. And there have been lots of people watching this morning. I know you're 90 years old, but whatever your age is, people are worried and they are concerned. Do you have something to leave our viewers with this morning, a positive message from someone who, like you say, has been in intensive care and is now at home recovering from coronavirus?
And we were just speaking to Bill, who is a survivor of coronavirus. A bit earlier in the programme, we spoke to Hilton Murray Phillipson, who was actually given a Guard of Honour when he was discharged from Leicester Royal Infirmary after spending some time there in the ICU and being really ill, actually. A little bit earlier, he told us how grateful he is to the NHS staff who looked after him.
Of what your birthday was like the day before. I suppose it's moments like that, isn't it, where your gratitude to staff for the little things that happen, I suppose, goes through the roof on a day like that.
Oh, absolutely lovely. And what I want to do is also show you the pictures, because when he left...
This is strange. We're sort of talking, but
yeah.
We're on.
That was very strange, wasn't it?
Yes. Hello, this is live. What you're watching now is happening live.
That's me. But...
That was an interview from earlier, wasn't it, that we did?
Anyway, what I wanted to say was, what was wonderful was when he left the ICU, he was...
Having watched Hilton and now having watched Bill as well, Maggie says, like lots of people, I'm on my own, having recently been widowed, and my children live a long way away, missing seeing them and friends. I was feeling sorry for myself, says Maggie, but seeing Hilton has made me realise just how lucky I am and that I really have such a lot to be grateful for. His message was so powerful. Thank you.
Marianne says, I've just sat and watched Hilton, and you've probably watched him again now, over my morning coffee. He was so inspiring, so full of energy and goodwill. He had me in tears. Not a woe is me in sight, even having lost his father during possibly the worst time. She says, I shall be replaying to show my family today. And actually, if you want to see the full interview, it's on our BBC Breakfast YouTube as well.
Yeah, and we'll put it on our social media too. So
it was lovely.
If you did miss it, make sure you watch it, because Carol, I'm sure you agree as well. We need Hiltons, we need Bills, we need those wonderful messages which are alongside some of the grim news we have to bring people at the moment.
Absolutely right.
We'll see you another day, actually. That's it for today.
Sometime soon.
I think we forgot what time it was, yeah. Carol. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise, thank you.
I'm just still not quite used to our new timing.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? It is very weird.
So Carol is on at 27 minutes past. And that's the new thing. So it's just after past. You're watching Breakfast with Dan and Louise.
Just remind you of the main stories this morning. The Prime Minister has spent a second night in intensive care in hospital. Downing Street has described his condition as stable.
So 8:32, we've been hearing some amazing stories this morning, haven't we, of people who've come through coronavirus.
When Tara Jane Langston found herself ill with COVID-19 in intensive care, she was desperate to tell her friends to make sure they weren't taking any chances and to stick to lockdown measures.
And what she did was she recorded a video from her hospital bed, which later then went viral on social media and has now been watched millions of times. Let's have a look. Well, that was Tara Jane, who joins us now from Middlesex with her husband Richard, so just give us a little indication. So you got very ill, didn't you, with coronavirus?
I was really,
Feeling now, have you still got a bit of a cough, just a few symptoms sort of still getting rid?
yeah,
Times for you, because presumably you were unable to visit her in hospital. Just tell us what it was like.
From the pair of you this morning, I don't know what your opinion was on sort of coronavirus before, Tara, you contracted it, and Richard yourself, and now when you see some people, a minority we should say, sort of flouting those lockdown procedures, how does that make you feel now, knowing what you have been through?
As well. Richard, what about the rest of you? Were you okay?
Oh, great to hear from them this morning. Where intensive care units across the UK are working tirelessly, we're hearing that a lot, aren't we, to treat many more coronavirus patients. Let's speak now to one of those medics. I know you've been listening to our previous guests there. I mean, thank you for the amazing job that you and many other people are doing. What is life and work like at the moment?
Speaking to Tara is that, you know, she's young, she's healthy, and this, it seems, can really affect anyone badly.
yeah.
And thank you for all your incredibly hard work. I'll go and let you get on with more important things probably that you have to do today. So thank you. Appreciate it.
This morning we've been asking you to take the opportunity to say thank you to all those NHS workers, the posties, the bin collectors, supermarket staff, teachers and anyone else who's been keeping things going during these uncertain times.
We've got lots of tributes, but let's kick off by hearing from some of our key workers' biggest fans. Oh, they're just adorable. Thank you for the thank yous. Yeah, we want to say a big thank you to all the children who took part in that filming and the teachers and nursery staff who helped us as well and are looking after them. And we couldn't fit in all the messages, so what we're going to do, we're going to have some more on Easter Sunday.
We've got so much good stuff, we're going to save it for another day. As we continue to share your tributes to some of those unsung heroes out there today, one woman's been in touch to praise the work being done by the staff at Woodside Grange Care Home, which is in Wales.
Michelle told us how they have been going the extra mile to keep residents connected to their loved ones. We're joined now by two carers from the home, Claire Davey and Lena Williamson. Morning, and also manager as well, Jackie Bodden. Morning to you all. Thank you very much for joining us. Claire, just tell us what things are like for you in the home, because presumably, you know, loved ones can't come in anymore. Extra mile. What is it what's most important to you?
In the background of your shot, I think, I know it sounds boring for our viewers, but I think the fact that all the sound is coming out from various speakers, we can't really hear your voices very well. What we're going to do, hopefully you can listen to this. We've got some of the people who are in the care home wanted to say thank you. So have a little look at this. This is family members of those who are in your home.
Hoping that you can, Claire and Lena, hear those messages from families as well. Jackie, you know, there is so much admiration for all the work that you do. Is it good to at least get some messages like that of thanks and appreciation?
Yes, it is.
And Claire and Lena as well, we've heard a lot about, hopefully you can answer this and we can hear you. We hear a lot about personal protective equipment. What is the provision of that like for you guys and the others who are working at the care home?
Thank you very much indeed, and best of luck with your working day today, particularly as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad we're able to hear them a little bit better at the end there as well. Hopefully you could hear that at home as well. But I think generally the message is appreciation for some of those people who are going above and beyond to make things and life a little bit easier for others.
It's not just there as well, is it? Barry has asked us to thank his carer, Sharon. He said without her, he wouldn't be able to cope.
Sue has got in contact to thank 98-year-old mum's wonderful carer, Jodie, saying she doesn't know what she would do without her.
And from feeding the elderly to providing end-of-life support, our reporter Adam McLean has been finding out how much of a difference it's making to those who really need care most. It's lovely to hear about some of them. So when Stephen and Sam Newland heard about the shortage of personal protective equipment for some key workers, they decided to do something amazing.
They used a 3D printer that Stephen had got for his 40th birthday, and they stopped printing stormtrooper masks for their children and started making medical-grade face shields for local healthcare staff.
That's brilliant, isn't it? So far, they've made and donated 380 visors, most of them to their local air ambulance team, and have acquired 2 more printers so they can be made 24 hours a day. Right now, we can speak to Stephen and Sam, who are in Cambridge, and also Dr. Antonia Hazelrig, one of the air ambulance doctors who who received a mask from RAF Witten. Good morning to you, and both. All of you, thank you so much for joining us. Stephen, I can see behind you these 3D printers. I mean, just explain to us or show us what you're making, and you're getting quite a few made, aren't you? Antonio Hazelrig, who's right there with the air ambulance, and I think one of these actual visors.
The importance of having that protective equipment, and maybe an idea of the difference that it's made to have that supply from Sam and Steve.
Sam and Stephen, you must be really proud. What's that message like for you?
And Antonio, to come back to you, how does it make you and the other guys who are working feel that you got Sam and Steve here who are working basically every spare minute producing these masks? They've got friends and neighbours who are giving them 3D printers to work at the same time, and all this is going on while you're trying to do the job that you're trying to do to the best of your ability. It's wonderful to see it all come together.
Listening to all of you is that we can all probably do something, but I mean, genuinely, having a 3D printer and knowing how to use it, and how do you even find out how to make it, Stephen?
Well, once this is all over, I don't know if Antonia's a fan of Star Wars. Maybe you can make her a Stormtrooper helmet as well, but we've loved... Hold on.
No way. But listen, thank you so much. Absolutely brilliant work. That's it from us for this morning. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your messages as well.
We'll see you tomorrow with Breakfast back from 6 o'clock. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.